Perhaps you have heard about or seen online posts preaching the amazing benefits of taking colloidal silver supplements. Perhaps it has even been recommended to you personally with what sounds like legitimate benefits, like it's a natural way to lower blood pressure, to boost or repair your immune system, or even as an alternative to antibiotics. I have noticed an uptick in these recommendations within the PKD community, especially online, and recently posted a warning on my Instagram to stop, or even better, never start taking colloidal silver supplements. I got lots of questions about colloidal silver in response to that post. And today I want to highlight one of them. It comes from listener Richard K., who wrote, "I saw your Instagram post. Thanks, by the way. I feel much better knowing I can ignore the people telling me to take it. My gut told me it wasn't a good idea, but I really wasn't sure why. What is it about colloidal silver that makes it dangerous with PKD? Are there really any benefits?" First off, great question, Richard. So let's look at the beginning and start there, and I will dispel these dangerous recommendations around colloidal silver once and for all. What exactly is colloidal silver? Colloidal silver is a general term that is used to describe a mixture made up of silver particles that are in a liquid, most often water. Colloidal just means the particles are very fine and they don't settle to the bottom of the container. So basically, colloidal silver is a solution of small silver particles suspended in water. The size and the amount of the silver particles vary quite a lot between different supplements, by the way. Colloidal silver is marketed as a remedy, and the silver in it is the same heavy metal found in jewelry, old dental fillings, silverware, and even some cleaning properties. Before I go into a little about the history of colloidal silver medically, I want to state very clearly, do not ingest heavy metals intentionally. Colloidal silver contains the heavy metal silver. I know we are all seeking better options and solutions for PKD. This, folks, is absolutely not one of them. Medically, the use of colloidal silver traces back pretty far in history. It is documented as being used in ancient Egypt and even as far back as 1500 BC during the Han Dynasty in China. Silver solutions back then were used to, and I have this in quotation marks, treat infections, illness, and really as an all-purpose remedy to all ailments. Silver coins were even frequently placed in the water of the wealthy to clean and purify it. In 1928, antibiotics were discovered and then put into widespread use. It was around this time that the medical use of silver for antibacterial and antiviral purposes was quickly abandoned. No surprise there, as antibiotics are much safer, more effective, and don't come with a long list of well-known toxic side effects associated with taking oral silver. In 1999, the Federal Drug Administration, the FDA, declared colloidal silver unsafe, and it was no longer legally allowed in over-the-counter medications. More on that in a little bit. Colloidal silver supplements can, however, still be purchased frequently in liquid and spray form. You can also find them marketed under the names silver water or colloidal silver protein. In the FDA's health fraud database, there are over 1,900 actions taken against supplements and scams with products using silver. The database is linked out in my show notes if you want to check it out further. The FDA has taken action against a number of colloidal silver companies that are marketing scams about using colloidal silver for medical treatment. These are essentially health fraud violations. And I quote, "Health claims attached to any of these supplements are false and unproven, and ingestion of colloidal silver can have very serious side effects." Why am I even talking about this? These same claims, which are health fraud violations, are being perpetuated within the PKD community. Colloidal silver supplements are being promoted as a natural way to help with and reduce blood pressure. Absolutely no research, that is zip zero none, supports any of these claims. In fact, the exact opposite is true, leading us to the question, colloidal silver supplements, are they safe? In one word, no. Let me expand a bit further for you. Silver is not an essential mineral. We absolutely, as humans, have no use for it. Does silver have antibacterial properties? Yes, it does. When it's studied in labs, silver ions, and that just means they have an electrical charge, are able to destroy bacteria by damaging the bacteria's cells. So yes, it does have antibacterial properties and activity. However, this has not been tested on humans. And the reason is because there is too high of a risk and it is too dangerous to do tests like this. Scientists are researching colloidal silver as a treatment for bacteria that are resistant to antibiotics. However, in the human body, ingested silver ions do not discriminate between healthy human cells and bacteria. So using colloidal silver and silver as a supplement, especially long-term use for something like blood pressure management, can and will harm healthy body cells. Just let that sink in. Silver, being a heavy metal, can very easily accumulate in the body. It gets deposited in and builds up in tissues and organs, including the brain, the spine, and the kidneys. Excess silver that is ingested is not efficiently removed from the body, plus it has the ability to hang around in the body for a very long time, making it a high risk for toxicity. The most visible and common side effect of chronic colloidal silver ingestion is an irreversible condition called argyria, and this is when the skin turns a bluish-gray color permanently. It is caused by the buildup of silver particles in the body and the skin. If you are curious what this looks like, Google Paul Karason, that's Karasan. He is often referred to as Papa Smurf, and you will see a modern day example of argyria. Other potential damaging effects of silver supplementation include liver and kidney damage, neurological damage with side effects that include seizures and headaches, also a reduced absorption of other medications, which include antibiotics and thyroid meds. If you have impaired kidneys or an impaired kidney function, which includes anyone with PKD, you are at a much higher risk of silver toxicity because silver is excreted by the body through the kidneys into the urine. Anyone with a reduced ability to remove waste has a much higher risk. You might be surprised to know that up until around 1999, you could buy over-the-counter meds with silver in them. The FDA shut that down in 1999, stating, and I quote, "All over-the-counter drug products containing colloidal silver ingredients or silver salts for internal use are not generally recognized as safe and effective and are misbranded." And to this day, the FDA has not approved a single over-the-counter product with colloidal silver in it as safe. I do want to note here, though, that there are topical skin treatments, meaning that they're applied on the outside of our skin, that contain colloidal silver and silver. These are used as antimicrobial agents to help treat skin burns and skin infection. The topical dressings are not ingested and are generally considered safe. The bottom line that I want you to come away with here is that silver is a heavy metal. It isn't an essential nutrient for humans. You cannot be deficient. Colloidal silver is not useful as a supplement. The exact opposite is true, and it is quite dangerous to ingest and can lead to further kidney damage. Just because something is listed as natural does not mean it is safe. Thanks for the great question, Richard. I hope that you found this valuable and it answered your question clearly. To wrap it all up, I want to leave with a direct quote. The FDA states, "Scientific evidence does not support the use of colloidal silver to treat any disease, and serious, irreversible side effects can result from its use." I love getting questions. I love answering specifically what is a hot topic or curiosity for you. Linked out in the show notes of this page is a way you can get in touch with me and ask any questions or include any topics you want me to cover on further episodes.